This guy. Both Lin En and Lin Fang were tightly bound by chains formed from the power of sacred flame, losing all ability to move. Through the pink lovesickness flame domain, they looked on in shock as Xiao Yan, wearing a devilish smile, walked toward them. It's strange, Xiao Yan mused. In this vast palace, it seems that only the two of you have the strongest power. Speak, Xiao Yan said casually, arriving effortlessly in front of the two. His palm played with the flickering amber flames. However, the sight of this flame caused Lin and Lin Fang's faces to change dramatically. With their current state, this level of flame could easily take their lives. Ha ha ha. Just kill us already. Stop wasting words. The two scoffed, coldly sneering with resolve in their eyes. Lin Fengya has committed too many crimes. Such a person is not worth your service. No need to say more. It seems that unless I show some real sincerity, you're not planning to speak, Xiao Yan said, as a massive, transparent soul mountain erupted from his body. It surged toward them like a rampaging beast. With Xiao Yan's late-stage, Taisu, power and his spirit palace already 3/10 filled, he could now independently use his soul power for various attacks and defenses. This soul mountain was the product of Xiao Yan compressing his soul power. Though not the highest quality, it was more than enough to deal with two powerless individuals. Boom! A sound like the collision of mountains reverberated as the soul mountain made contact with Lin En and Lin Fang. The pressure on them surged, causing their steps to sink and their bodies to cave into the domain. At the same time, gut-wrenching screams filled the air. Soul power was an excruciating force, especially since these two had yet to reach the immortal realm. Facing Xiao Yan, they were only asking for trouble. Will you speak? Xiao Yan asked casually, though he skillfully controlled the soul mountain's torment, stopping just before they reached their breaking point, only to resume the torture moments later. Even with their strong will, the two couldn't help but scream in agony. You're dreaming. I'll talk. About 5 minutes later, a disoriented look flashed in Lin and in Lin Fang's eyes. Their soul seas were on the verge of collapse. The brief few minutes felt like an eternity, torturing them as if they were in hell. Speak, Xiao Yan said, gathering his soul power and retracting the soul mountain. He fixed his gaze on them. In the palace, there are no princes or their troops. Only Jia Ma is here. He has hidden the demon fruit. The masters sent us to guard this place day and night, hoping to learn the whereabouts of the demon fruit from him. Lin said intermittently. What is Jia Ma's relationship with Lin Fengya? Xiao Yan roared again. A cooperative relationship. The prince uses his own power to eliminate unnecessary troubles for them and provides them with test subjects. In return, the Sin clan is sending a demon fruit to the prince. But now, Jia Ma and the prince have fallen out. We don't know the specifics. Master, please spare us. Lin An's expression changed to fear. Next life, be a good person. Before Lin En and Lin Fang could move, Xiao Yan's amber flames surged with divine patterns, expanding rapidly and engulfing their bodies completely. The two had already been restrained by Xiao Yan and tortured by soul attacks. Now, facing the amber soul flame, which could rival the top 15 on the sacred flame ranking, they had no chance. They were instantly reduced to dust, vanishing into the air. Whoosh! After completing the task, Xiao Yan gently erased all traces within the domain, releasing it and heading toward the core courtyard of the palace, which was surrounded by a lake. Xiao Yan arrived at the palace's core, gazing at the courtyard surrounded by water. The only path leading in was to the north, and he was at a loss. The courtyard, built on tree supports, stood above the lake, surrounded by water, with only a bridge to the north leading to the main gate. There was no other way in, and the water exuded a chilling aura that sent a shiver down his spine. Drip, drip. The sound of water droplets falling from the wooden supports echoed sharply through the silence of the courtyard. This isn't right. There's a very strong restriction here. Nothing. After several minutes, Xiao Yan stood at the gate of the courtyard, confused as he had found nothing unusual. Forget it. Let's go in and take a look. Scanning the surroundings once more, he noticed that apart from a few fallen servants and guards outside the palace, There were no other powerful experts in the area. Moreover, the core courtyard, almost like a forbidden zone, had not seen any visitors. Whoosh! Instead of using the only visible path, Xiao Yan, cloaked by the moonlight and ghostly energy, transformed into a shadow and stepped directly across the lake's surface. However, as soon as his foot touched the water, a massive column of water shot up from the depths of the lake. Whoosh whoosh! Xiao Yan swiftly avoided the water column's attack, his toes lightly tapping the surface of the water. His gaze was fixed on the bubbling water, where more bubbles were rising to the surface. After a brief moment, no creatures emerged from the lake, but several towering water columns, carrying immense pressure, suddenly surged toward Xiao Yan, chasing him. Power of confinement and a formation. Huh, that's quite a trick. But this is still not enough. In that instant, Xiao Yan had already realized that a restriction had been set around the core of the palace, starting from the area where Lin and others were guarding. Outsiders couldn't detect the scene he had uncovered, so Xiao Yan felt reassured to take action. Battle Soul Phantom. Flame Burst Technique. As a Do formation master, Xiao Yan knew the power of formations but also understood their weaknesses. Although the formation before him was not weak, it appeared simple to Xiao Yan. With a quick glance, he identified the formation stone hidden beneath the lake's surface. Under the water. Bang, bang, bang. Xiao Yan's eyes glowed with amber flames, his speed increasing rapidly as he dove beneath the amber-tinted water. One hand suddenly shattered something, and in an instant, the previously turbulent sea calmed. Oh, someone's coming? At that moment, in the courtyard surrounded by the lake, a man with dark green, evil hair sat quietly with his eyes closed. He opened them slightly and smiled. However, this man was surrounded by countless blood-colored threads, faintly visible, which completely imprisoned the entire building. It seemed that Lin Fengya had already anticipated that someone might come to disrupt things. This place was likely the real challenge. Plop. With ease, Xiao Yan leaped over the surface of the lake and landed in front of the building. This courtyard stands as majestic as a temple, and there's an unusual aura inside. As he gazed at the square building in front of him, Xiao Yan muttered to himself. For some reason, as his eyes fell on the main hall, his heart gave an odd shudder, a rare sensation. But with the situation pressing forward, Xiao Yan couldn't afford to hesitate and cautiously moved forward. Creak. Xiao Yan, enveloped in sacred flame, stepped toward the main entrance. With a gentle push, he opened the palace door. Human, we meet again. As soon as the door opened, a chilling stench of blood filled the air, so intense that even Xiao Yan, a battle-hardened veteran, felt a cold shiver run down his spine. Jia Ma. Xiao Yan's gaze turned to the hall, where, apart from Jia Ma, there was nothing. The hall was empty except for him, standing in the center on a meditation mat, a rare smile playing on his lips. Just you? Xiao Yan asked in surprise. You shouldn't have come, Jia Ma replied, standing up lightly. His dark green hair and eyes began to emit a strange aura. You Sin are truly a bunch of lunatics. Looking at Jia Ma now, Xiao Yan understood what was going on. He didn't move, standing still at the doorway and speaking calmly. We are not lunatics. We are not lunatics. We are not lunatics. We have made great sacrifices for the new attributes of humanity, even if it means sacrificing ourselves. We are the pioneers. We are the guides for humanity. Hearing Xiao Yan's calm voice seemed to strike a nerve in Jia Ma, whose pupils contracted sharply. He roared at Xiao Yan in a shrill voice, his expression turning twisted and fierce, like a violent beast. Your demon fruits, I don't know if they succeeded or not, but you have all been tainted with the essence of demons. Such a fate will bring you doom in the great thousand worlds. You have no chance of survival, Xiao Yan said, recognizing the basic characteristics of demons, the dark green hair and eyes. One crucial point is that the Devil's Nest has been completely destroyed by the wandering angel Mei Kar. The only remaining trace of demonic power now is the faint, almost negligible demonic energy within Gamma, along with 2 demon fruits behind him. Without these, demons would completely vanish from this world, and all their years of research would be in vain. No, you're wrong. There has never been a distinction between good and evil in the division of power. Every time a new attribute is born, rivers of blood are spilled. But if successful, it's all worth it. Because the emergence of each new attribute marks the beginning of a new era. Gamma suddenly laughed. However, I advise you not to stay here. Leave now, and we'll meet again on the day of the final election. At that time, you will witness the birth of the purest demon bloodline. SSS. A chilling, cold laugh echoed, transforming into waves of demonic sound that pierced Xiao Yan's limbs and bones. Xiao Yan also felt that Gamma's words seemed to be directed at him. Crack! As Gamma's voice fell, the meditation mat beneath his feet disappeared, revealing a bottomless dark passage. Gamma's figure swiftly descended into it. Domain Lord of the Boundless Fire Domain, huh? It seems the prince's words weren't wrong. Although we didn't catch those old guys like Lin Hong, it's still a gain. Give up and surrender. Just as Gamma vanished, dozens of powerful figures surrounded by blood-red auras materialized from the empty space of the hall, like specters. 2 7-star Do Xian. You truly think highly of me. At this moment, Xiao Yan's body tensed instinctively. If you don't want to die, follow me. Just as Xiao Yan was preparing to fight for his life, an evil voice echoed in his mind. Gamma? Xiao Yan was shocked upon hearing this, but looking at the closing passage in the center of the hall and the killing squad led by 2 7-star Do Xian, he didn't hesitate, turning into a streak of light and diving straight into the passage. Damn! This Gamma is ruining our plans. Seeing Xiao Yan escape from this dragon's lair, the 2 7-star Do Xian cursed angrily. Since Gamma arrived at the palace, he had been imprisoned here. Lin Fengya had used him as bait, but to their surprise, Gamma had seen through their plot. Forget it. Below is the underground palace guarded by the prince and many great lords. Xiao Yan's descent will only lead him to his doom. With these words, the area fell into silence once again. Where is this? Xiao Yan, following Gamma into the mysterious passage beneath the mat, had temporarily escaped the deadly pursuit of the 2 7-star Do Xian, but the dark void around him made him feel a cold sense of dread. This is the underground palace. The end of this passage leads to Lin Fengya's sleeping quarters. If you don't want to die, don't go to the end. The entire underground is a maze of palaces with Lin Fengya's ambitions and schemes. If you're brave enough, try it. It's a test for you. Gamma's last words echoed, and the space returned to dead silence. Strange. Xiao Yan shook his head in resignation at Gamma's cryptic words. With his palm enveloped in sacred flame, he carved a weak passage through the dark void and moved swiftly through the underground palace. On the other side, Gamma had landed in the underground sleeping chambers, where he was immediately bound by a shadow and led toward a specific location. But his lips continued to murmur, Xiao Yan, I hope you don't disappoint me. The demon fruits are only for the strong. We are all servants of demons. As long as a true demon is born, I am not afraid of perishing. This is where. After exiting the passage, Xiao Yan found himself in a narrow stone passage, barely wide enough to fit a single person. The stone passage was 2 meters high and 2 meters long. Xiao Yan struggled to make his way through it. What surprised him, though, was that the underground palace was filled with a familiar aura. An aura Xiao Yan knew all too well. Soul Hall? A storm surged within Xiao Yan's heart. After a brief hesitation, he cautiously proceeded deeper into the underground palace. On one hand, he was familiar with the layout, and on the other, he was eager to discover what Lin Fengya and the Soul Hall were preparing. The oppressive black fog, eerie ghostly energy, and blood-red aura filled the underground space, transforming it into a demonic factory. The air was thick with malevolent energy. Following the stone passage, Xiao Yan slowly explored the strange underground palace. Fortunately, with his fire guard dominance and ghost-faced soul flame, he moved through the place as if it were solid ground. Such terrifying defenses. The release of soul power, combined with Xiao Yan's meticulous exploration, revealed that this underground palace was essentially a vast area filled with countless pits. Countless narrow stone walls, seemingly connected to the core of the underground palace, lined the path. Deep within the palace, an eerie, suffocating aura sent chills down Xiao Yan's spine, like the presence of death itself. The stone walls surrounding these passageways are reinforced with incredibly strong seals. It seems Lin Fengya is trying to conceal something. If I'm right, there's definitely something unspeakable hidden deep within this underground palace. Xiao Yan spoke as he continued forward. Looking around, the narrow passageway walls seemed to exude a faint, sinister black aura. Black energy streaked across like long, crawling insects, cleverly enveloping the entire stone wall. With the help of this black aura, Xiao Yan's sacred flame and other powers automatically protected his body. I've finally made it here. I might as well venture deeper. After a brief pause, Xiao Yan's gaze became deep and cautious as he carefully made his way toward the depths of the palace. At this moment, Xiao Yan's soul power, at the immortal grade level, was fully unleashed. Along the way, he avoided several patrolling guards with ease. However, it was strange. Every 100 meters or so, there was a large sealed space, stocked with food and drink. In these spaces, there were even several powerful auras, and figures appeared occasionally. Sigh. This place is so damn unlucky. I can't stand being in this cursed place for much longer. How much longer do we have to wait? Let's wait a bit longer. The elections are only a few days away, and then we can leave this place. Do you think the Crown Prince is preparing something in the underground palace? Keep your voice down. I remember only the Crown Prince and a few elders can enter the depths of the underground palace. As for us, we're just guards. We don't have permission to enter. Let's just focus on our own tasks. The guards murmured in low voices as they sat in the space. At this moment, Xiao Yan hid behind a stone wall, listening to the conversation of a few guards ahead. V-room. In a flash of light, Xiao Yan's figure moved like a ghost, easily knocking the guards to the ground. They immediately lost consciousness. This should be about halfway through the underground palace. I need to speed up. With a quick glance, Xiao Yan hid the unconscious figures of the guards and swiftly moved towards one of the dozens of passageways at the edge of the space. This particular passage made Xiao Yan feel uneasy, so he didn't give it much thought and simply bypassed it. Inside a stone hall in the underground palace. Your Highness, the Undying Fire Domain's Xiao Yan has entered the Imperial Palace. However, he wasn't caught by the two 7-star Docian elders, and has managed to sneak into the underground palace. What should we do? Inside the stone hall, the walls glimmered with gold and jade, while Lin Fengya, sitting in a wheelchair beside a broken bridge, was guarded by a man in a black robe. I see. Leave. Lin Fengya's eyes flickered with a sharp glint, and he gestured dismissively. Xiao Yan from the Undying Fire Domain? A mere small force, Lin Fengya said, sitting in his wheelchair and gazing down at the dim space beneath the broken bridge, his eyes unclear in focus. That may not be the case. Our Soul Hall's predecessor, the Soul Clan, fought against the Xiao clan for hundreds of generations. We understand how cunning their descendants can be. We must be cautious, a shadow behind him sneered, his voice laced with a touch of wild excitement. Very well. Lin Fengya thought for a moment, and then called upon his elite subordinates to carefully devise a plan to strengthen the underground palace's patrols. Now, we just wait for the day of the elections, Lin Fengya said with a series of meticulous arrangements, then smiled. Inside the underground palace, countless 6-star Docian experts roamed, and 7-star Docian experts were not few either. With some special techniques, even Xiao Yan would find it difficult to escape. We'll take the angel and Xiao Yan. I just want control of Tianqing continent and the demon fruit, they briefly conversed. Prince Lin, then let's hope for a pleasant collaboration, the shadow laughed. And if Xiao Yan were here, he would recognize that this person was none other than Sol Wuji. On the other side, after hours of exploration, Xiao Yan finally reached the depths of the palace. Stop. Show your pass. As Xiao Yan emerged from the stone wall passage, several well-trained soldiers in armor, armed with long spears, blocked his path and demanded. The defenses here exceeded Xiao Yan's expectations. If he tried to break in forcefully, he would stand no chance. A pass. Xiao Yan subtly slid his hand out from his sleeve, seemingly searching for something. But to Xiao Yan's surprise, these guards seemed to evade his soul perception. Whoosh whoosh. Xiao Yan's figure was as fast as a ghost, with no hesitation. Like an arrow released from a bow, he took one step and shot straight towards the stone door. Someone's breaking into the divine hall. Hurry and report to the prince. Though these people were no slouches, all being 6-star Docian experts, they stumbled and fell when Xiao Yan suddenly erupted with speed. Damn it! This stone door is too sturdy. After temporarily driving everyone back, Xiao Yan found himself helpless against the stone door. Whum! Just as Xiao Yan hesitated, the amber rock soul flame suddenly ignited, and in an instant, it transformed into a black streak of light, merging into the interior of the divine hall, specifically, the deepest and most core area of the underground palace. Boom! As soon as Xiao Yan vanished, the exterior erupted in chaos. But there was nothing they could do, as only a few elders and the prince had the power to open the stone door. On the other side, after Xiao Yan entered behind the stone door, he suddenly felt as if the world was spinning. His position seemed to be teleported by some kind of spatial vortex. After a moment, everything returned to normal. What is this? The moment Xiao Yan stood still, his eyes widened in shock as the scene before him completely shook his understanding and stunned his heart. Beyond the stone door, what lay before him was a bizarre space bound by layers of constraints. The space seemed to be imbued with countless sealing powers, and its aura felt extraordinarily heavy. What caught his attention most was the massive creature suspended in the dark space, resembling a true dragon. There were 4 of them. Each of the giant dragons exuded an aura capable of easily tearing Xiao Yan apart. Their enormous horns, lifelike dragon scales, gently swaying tails, and the ancient totem-like inscriptions on their dragon corpses all contributed to an aura of perfection and might. Moreover, from the mouths of the dragons, a series of scorching energies formed black chains that shot out, locking onto a dark energy sphere in the space. The atmosphere was dark and cold, extremely oppressive. Just the presence of these 4 dragon corpses alone was enough to move anyone deeply. Following the chains from the dragon mouths, Xiao Yan's eyes widened in horror. The dark energy sphere was, in fact, a coffin, and within it, there seemed to be a faintly visible, weakened figure. With a single glance, Xiao Yan immediately understood. 4-dragon coffin. And, inside the coffin, it should be the soul of the emperor of Tianqing continent. Xiao Yan's voice was dry, his words deliberate and slow. In the cold, dark void, devoid of stars, the 4 dragon corpses sealed the black coffin. The scene was so shocking that even Xiao Yan, at this moment, could feel the overwhelming deathly aura emanating from it. Due to his training in the dragon god's transformation, Xiao Yan had some dragon blood within him. Now, seeing these 4 dragon corpses, true dragons with real dragon blood, lying lifeless here, his own dragon blood began to boil uncontrollably. A torrent of killing intent surged within him, wild and untamable. Dragons are proud creatures. No matter who kills their kin, the entire dragon race will seek endless revenge, a deep-seated instinct embedded in their bones. So that's it. The reason the emperor's condition worsened was because of this beast's doing. At this moment, Xiao Yan's pupils constricted as he focused on the faint soul within the black coffin, roaring in fury. The emperor, and many high-ranking figures of Tianqing continent, Xiao Yan had memorized their details under Ji Xin's guidance. Now, he instantly recognized the soul in the coffin. 4-dragon coffin. This technique surpasses anything I can deal with. I should retreat. After scanning the surroundings, Xiao Yan reluctantly shifted his gaze away from the awe-inspiring 4-dragon coffin. The power of this level of fluctuation meant that if he entered the attack range of the dragon corpses, they would undoubtedly launch the most powerful assault on him. Such an attack, unless one is at the 8-star Docian level, would be enough to cause even Xiao Yan's demise. And with the task of rescuing the emperor's soul, this mission was far beyond what he could handle. It seems Lin Fengya has greater ambitions than I thought. I must inform Qin Xian about this as soon as possible. As he finished speaking, Xiao Yan clasped his hands together, and a series of spatial seals containing spatial power activated around him. An anti-space domain? The spatial seals made no sound, and Xiao Yan sighed helplessly. This is bad. Just as Xiao Yan prepared to make another move, the 4 dragon corpses actually began to show slight movement, sending a chill of horror surging through Xiao Yan. I'm curious, what kind of courage does it take for you to invade my palace alone? A voice full of contempt emerged from one of the dragon corpses, emanating from its dragon head. Lin Fengya. Xiao Yan bellowed. My dear father, after all these years, only a few days remain until the day of election, and you can finally rest. You actually came to ruin my grand plan? Truly a flight of fancy. At this moment, Lin Fengya's gaze fell on the dying emperor's soul within the black coffin. His eyes, cold and sinister, turned towards Xiao Yan, and he sneered. Soul Wuji, Elder Lin, Protector Lin, Uncle Lin Wang. This guy is yours to deal with. Remember, I want him dead, with no evidence left behind. With a casual flick of his hand, Lin Fengya disappeared once more. At the same time, 4 figures, carrying an imposing presence, slowly emerged from the dragon heads of the 4 dragon corpses. A 7-star Docian at the peak of Soul Wuji, and 3 at the late stage of 7-star Docian. As the 4 figures appeared in front of him, Xiao Yan's smile grew ever more brilliant, yet increasingly ferocious. Swoosh. It's been a while. Soul Wuji's figure, shrouded in black mist, resembled a death god as he spoke in a chilling tone. The explosion in the Devil Sea territory couldn't destroy you? What a shame. As Xiao Yan spoke, he silently activated several of his techniques, including the flame-swallowing technique, domain, and Buddha's Fury reincarnation. Xiao Yan knew that with his current strength, he had only one chance against these opponents. If he didn't seize it, today would likely be the day he had to end his own life. Sharp-tongued brat. You've ruined the prince's good fortune. Once I capture you, I'll make sure you'll beg for death. In that instant, Elder Lin's body surged with murky energy and Do Qi. Chaos attribute, huh? Let's see how you handle this gift. Without hesitation, Xiao Yan raised his hand. A beautiful lotus made of 4 colored flames shot forward like lightning, aimed directly at the black coffin in front of the 4. The fluctuations within it caused even the 3 late-stage 7-star Docian experts to falter for a moment. This guy, Soul Wuji, who had been preparing to take Xiao Yan down with a devastating attack, shook his head. Seeing that Xiao Yan's destructive power was aimed at the black coffin, he realized that the coffin was Lin Fengya's trump card, and it must not be damaged under any circumstances. Boom! Waves of intense energy rippled outward, spreading like a volcanic eruption through the dark and cold void. Let's work together to resist this attack. We cannot let it destroy the 4-dragon coffin seal. If the Emperor's soul returns, all our efforts will be in vain. You all hold here. I'll chase him down. Moments later, Uncle Lin Wang roared, his body expanding as he pursued Xiao Yan's escape route. Attack! Soul Wuji sighed with regret. Immediately, a surge of dark mist and vengeful spirits spread out, as he and the other 2 late-stage, 7-star Docian experts combined their powers to resist the destructive energy of Buddha's Fury reincarnation. Though the resistance was somewhat effortless, it still bought Xiao Yan precious time to escape. Cough cough. The pressure from the 7-star Docian experts was indeed formidable. I must spread the word about this. Xiao Yan flew swiftly, his aura fluctuating violently. The previous strike had drained much of his Do Qi, but Xiao Yan had made the right choice by redirecting the Buddha's Fury reincarnation attack away from the black coffin. Though these 4 could easily annihilate him, their priority was the safety of the Emperor's soul, which meant they could only focus on that, giving him the chance to flee. Fortunately, Xiao Yan's gamble paid off. But there's still one more late-stage 7-star Docian here. And this is an underground palace. No matter what, this place gives me no advantage. The 7 Resurrection Soul Lamp? At this moment, seemingly drawn by the amber rock soul flame, the lamp, faintly glowing with a weak firelight, slipped out from Xiao Yan's storage ring. A flame, as radiant as the first light of dawn, quietly entered Xiao Yan's spirit palace. The spirit palace suddenly trembled as his soul power surged dramatically. Forget it. At this point, I have no choice but to throw caution to the wind. Gripping the 7 resurrection soul lamp, Xiao Yan discovered that his soul power had surpassed the void stage and advanced to the next realm. Though it was temporary, combined with his strength at the perfected 6-star Do Xian level, it was worth a try. Well then, let's see how this goes. With those words, Xiao Yan chose a large space in a stone corridor and began to set up a powerful formation. The inscription patterns on his core vibrated, forming a massive and unparalleled formation to await the arrival of the late-stage 7-star Do Xian expert who was hunting him. With the strength of a late-stage 5-star Do Xian, setting up an ambush to trap the late-stage 7-star Do Xian Lin Wang was an audacious move. Regardless of success, the courage it took would surely leave many in awe. Lin Wang, relying on his status as Lin Fengya's uncle and his pride as a royal with a unique wood attribute, slowly walked into the trap Xiao Yan had meticulously laid for him. In the underground palace, in a narrow intersection of stone walls, there was a space that roughly resembled a circular basin. The gray stone walls surrounding the area were sealed tight and faint. Almost imperceptible traces of power seemed to squirm and move within them. Strange. Why does this brat's power feel so unusual? On the other side, Uncle Lin Wang had followed Xiao Yan's escape trail and arrived here. Uncle Lin Wang, clad in golden garments, exuded an aura of royal arrogance. His body radiated green energy, and an endless flow of life force swirled around him like an ocean of stars. With his strength at the late stage of 7-star Do Xian, he was a strategic powerhouse on the Tianqing continent. You're not getting away. As soon as Uncle Lin Wang entered the stone-walled space, he snorted coldly. A burst of green energy emanated from beneath his feet, spreading outward like ripples, easily enveloping the entire area. Domain. A wood attribute domain, filled with life energy, greatly enhanced Uncle Lin Wang's power. The domain also contained an immense binding force, likely the key to the trap. With such a technique, even if Xiao Yan had wings, he wouldn't be able to escape. Come on. At that moment, Xiao Yan's voice boomed throughout the space like a divine proclamation. Suddenly, flames descended like a meteor shower, roaring toward Uncle Lin Wang. Child's play. Seeing Xiao Yan's attack, Uncle Lin Wang sneered. With a casual wave of his hand, the green energy transformed into countless flying stars, easily countering the flames. Formation. Before the attack had even dissipated, Xiao Yan's voice rang out again. Boom. Within the green domain, an array made entirely of amber rock soul flame materialized, trapping Uncle Lin Wang completely. The fierce aura emanating from it even made Uncle Lin Wang feel a chill run down his spine. Oh, a formation? Surrounded by a special formation of amber-colored flames, Uncle Lin Wang raised an eyebrow with a hint of suspicion. The amber rock soul flame exerted immense pressure on him, and coupled with the fire-based formation, Xiao Yan's power could not be underestimated. However, the formation's inscriptions were not as extensive as 70,000. It barely reached 60,000. To Uncle Lin Wang, this was nothing to fear. Though you possess rare treasures, you're still facing me. I'm not interested in wasting time with you. If you've peered into our secrets, then your demise is the only conclusion. Having learned from Soul Wuji about Xiao Yan's cunning, Uncle Lin Wang didn't plan on prolonging the fight. Green energy swirled around his body like a guardian of nature. The earth beneath them trembled, trees and vines erupted from the ground, rapidly filling the space. The life energy and wood attribute power surged wildly. Crackle! The formation hummed like mechanical gears, creating a deafening noise. Then, it transformed into terrifying fire dragons, each charging from multiple directions at Uncle Lin Wang. Just buy me a little time. Xiao Yan, hiding at the edges of the formation, felt the spirit palace within him surge like a vast ocean. The 7 resurrection soul lamp in his palm seemed to respond, drawing in power. His soul energy was still increasing. Stop struggling. Even though you have remarkable talent, you've crossed the wrong path. In your next life, at least know who you can never afford to offend. This time, Uncle Lin Wang completely shattered Xiao Yan's flame formation. Surrounded by countless vines, he advanced like a predator in the jungle, inching closer to Xiao Yan. Not enough. Watching Uncle Lin Wang draw near, beads of sweat the size of mung beans dripped down Xiao Yan's forehead, a sense of impending doom filling his heart. Xiao Yan didn't know the exact effect of the 7 Resurrection Soul Lamp, but with its boost, his soul energy had now broken through the late stage of the Void Realm, entering Essence Transformation, and even approaching the mid-stage of Essence Transformation. The 4th layer of his spirit palace was now completely filled by the 7 Resurrection Soul Lamp, and it was now pushing toward the 5th layer. Xiao Yan knew that the sudden surge of soul power, although temporary, was enough to resolve his current predicament. Uncle Lin Wang's soul power hadn't even reached the immortal realm. If Xiao Yan's soul power reached the mid-stage of Essence Transformation, he might just have a chance to deliver a killing blow. Die! Seeing Xiao Yan holding the strange lamp, Uncle Lin Wang's lips curled into a grin of excitement. Soul, ascend to the sky. In an instant, Xiao Yan's pupils turned pale, as if he had lost his senses and frozen. At the same time, the 5 layers of the spirit palace within Xiao Yan's body appeared above his head like an incomparable mountain, exuding an indescribable, chilling aura of life and death, which spread throughout the entire would attribute domain. Not good. Uncle Lin Wang, who was less than 10 meters away from Xiao Yan, originally thought that Xiao Yan was on the verge of death, clinging to life in a desperate struggle. But unexpectedly, Xiao Yan, this audacious and meticulous person, had such boldness and cunning. If they faced this attack head-on from such a close distance, even if he didn't die, he would be left severely crippled. Boom! A strange, shrill cry erupted from the Soul Mountain above Xiao Yan's head, instantly releasing a ripple of invisible energy that violently spread. Swish, swish! In an instant, the wood attribute domain shattered, and countless vines and trees in the surrounding space vanished. Uncle Lin Wang's mouth was torn as though by a hurricane, a ghastly expression on his face, blood pouring from his body, making him appear grievously injured. Even his pupils were now filled with swirling light, and his aura was completely disordered. Crack! At the final moment, just as the soul ripples were about to completely engulf Uncle Lin Wang, a beautiful jade pendant on his body suddenly shattered, releasing a powerful energy that wrapped around him and resisted Xiao Yan's soul attack. Miscalculated. Xiao Yan, now weakened, shook his head at the sight, and with a twitch of his body, he fled the scene. Ah! You little beast, I will skin you alive and use your bones to celebrate my injury. A roar shook the heavens. Who? That soul attack was terrifying. Even though Xiao Yan had already left the stone wall passage, he could still feel the sharp energy contained within, which no ordinary expert could resist. If Uncle Lin Wang hadn't had that special jade pendant designed to defend against soul attacks, Xiao Yan was confident that his earlier strike would have been enough to obliterate him. Such a pity. However, even so, that strike still left Uncle Lin Wang with an irreparable wound, and his future progress would be severely hindered. Someone. Search for him. This little beast is completely powerless, severely injured, and is definitely still in the underground palace. Alive or dead, we must find him. Uncle Lin Wang roared at the other stone walls, and dozens of guards immediately appeared. At this moment, the entire underground palace became even more heavily guarded and patrolled, while Xiao Yan, with his heavily injured body, had clearly reached his limits. It was uncertain whether he would be able to escape the underground palace and reveal Lin Fengya's schemes and ambitions to the princess and others. Meanwhile, elsewhere, strange, why can't I connect to the soul imprint on Xiao Yan's body? In a guest house near the heavenly mystic city, which was close to the imperial palace, Lin Hao opened the window and muttered while gazing at the distant imperial compound. When they had split up earlier, they had left behind their respective soul energies to communicate. But now, when Lin Hao tried to contact Xiao Yan, there was no response. Coupled with his many concerns, Lin Hao furrowed his brow. I can't wait any longer. This must be reported to the princess. Standing once more at the edge of the guest house, looking at the silent imperial compound, Lin Hao's body disappeared as he headed straight for their base. This matter must be communicated to the princess as soon as possible. Since their separation, Lin Hao had felt uneasy, fearing something big was about to happen. This underground palace must be located several thousand meters beneath heavenly Mystic City, and the stone walls around it have extremely powerful restraints. Even if I use the sacred flame to explode, it's unlikely I can break free. Xiao Yan continued to evade the pursuit of the surrounding experts, but his soul power felt like a dried-up spring, and his aura was weakening. Any ordinary 5-star Docian would be able to eliminate him with ease. Let's check here. The passageways are so numerous. I wonder why the higher-ups are making such a big fuss. Several capable patrolling guards moved through the area, but they did not find Xiao Yan. After all, this underground palace, except for the vast prince's quarters, was like a beehive, densely packed. Even Lin Fengya himself wasn't fully aware of all the passages, which allowed Xiao Yan to keep evading his pursuers. In the underground palace, inside the prince's quarters, a luxurious room laid with cobblestones appeared. At this moment, 5 people stood in the room. 4 7-star Docian experts surrounded a useless 5-star Docian. Even if he possessed extraordinary abilities, death seemed inevitable. Yet, the truth stood before them. Xiao Yan had managed to escape from their grasp. He ran. A 5-star Docian escaping from 4 7-star Docian experts. Such boldness would surely leave many in awe. Your Highness, forget it. We can't be blamed. That man is incredibly sly. At the last moment, he used all his strength to attack 4 dragon corpses. We had no choice but to send Uncle Lin Wang to track him down, to protect the dragon corpses. Sol Wuji sneered and offered an excuse. Uncle Lin Wang, standing nearby, gave a grateful glance towards Sol Wuji under his black robe. The final step is just days away. Once it's done, the world will bow beneath our feet. But I must remind you all again, we are in the same boat. I don't want anything that could harm the group to happen. Uncle Lin Wang, leave Xiao Yan to you. Even if you can't capture him, make sure he doesn't leave the underground palace. That's it. Lin Fengya thought for a moment, then snorted coldly. Understood. The 4 of them left at once. This is his aura trace. It's in your hands now. After leaving the palace, Sol Wuji silently followed Uncle Lin Wang. Then a faint spiritual power appeared on his palm. This was a fragment of Xiao Yan's faint soul power. It was unclear how Sol Wuji gathered it, but with this, they could indeed track Xiao Yan. Thanks. Uncle Lin Wang smiled, his eyes twinkling with golden stars. With this, he could find Xiao Yan in the vast underground palace and avenge his previous defeat. No need to thank me. We're allies. Sol Wuji's eerie voice lingered with hidden meaning before he vanished into the darkness. Allies. The prince warned us to be cautious of the Soul Hall people. Strange. Uncle Lin Wang shook his head helplessly, yet with the faint trace of Xiao Yan's soul power in his hand, he could already sense Xiao Yan's location and move toward it. Russell. What a bunch of fools. Our Soul Hall's strongest experts collect the power of faith. Though I can't use it, I can harvest the souls of the many dead humans after battle. The massive scene is exhilarating. Such a quantity of soul power will greatly benefit me. Uncle Lin Wang? Just a fool with power. Xiao Yan doesn't just possess sacred flame, but also some of the princess's power. Let's see if the so-called star power from the princess can really be that strong. Sol Wuji sneered from the shadows. As for the faint soul trace of Xiao Yan, it wasn't easy to collect, but compared to what he was about to do, it was nothing. What's going on? Xiao Yan paced back and forth. His injuries were barely stabilized, but he couldn't fight again for a while. At that moment, the underground palace shook as if some powerful creature was about to strike. Uncle Lin Wang? As Xiao Yan emerged from a stone corridor, he saw a towering figure sitting silently in the void before him. He couldn't help but exclaim, "You little brat, this time. Let's see where you can run." Uncle Lin Wang once again expanded his wood element domain, a heavy pressure suffocating Xiao Yan. It was clear that the previous attack had thoroughly angered Uncle Lin Wang, and now, their second encounter would be a battle to the end. This old fox. At this moment, Xiao Yan's aura surged, and he stood tall in the space, ready to fight to the death. Would realm, would vine-dimensional palm. Seeing that Xiao Yan had nowhere to retreat, Uncle Lin Wang sneered and gathered brilliant green energy around his palm. His domain filled with the lush scent of plants, carrying an indescribable sense of annihilation, forming a green wooden palm that lunged at Xiao Yan. Whir! Just as Xiao Yan prepared to fight back, the space behind him began to tremble uncontrollably. Suddenly, the entire green energy-filled domain was completely engulfed by the space behind Xiao Yan. Moments later, a special domain, as dazzling and vast as the starry sky, spread out from behind Xiao Yan. The power felt like a vast ocean of stars, dark, cold, and filled with endless mystery. It was so grand that even Uncle Lin Wang, at the late stage of 7-star Dosian, seemed insignificant before it. Lin Yunshu? Break! A delicate scold echoed like a goddess soaring through the 9 heavens, pronouncing the death sentence. Instantly, the vast, deep starry sky trembled lightly, countless stars flickering in and out of sight, while Lin Wangshu's attack was directly devoured by it. Go! Casually erasing Lin Wangshu's attack, the scolding voice reappeared. Immediately, the starry sky transformed into a slender jade hand that gently pushed Xiao Yan into the void, then closed, vanishing from sight. Ah! Lin Yunshu. Xiao Yan. Watching this scene, Lin Wangshu's pupils were filled with a crazed look, roaring like a wild beast gone mad. The roar echoed for a long time, but it was only Lin Wangshu who was left. As for the reconnaissance, it had finally come to an end. Next, the most important election phase awaited.